You know what I mean? I remember when I first went to school in New York at Pace University, we met these two white girls, and one of them, just kept staring at us. She was just awkwardly staring, And then her friend, another white girl, said, "Yeah, she's never been around black people before." And I recognize that look everywhere I go now. I can point those people out, especially at my old job, the people who wouldn't speak to me. I can tell that they have no experience with black people. Where they live, it's all white people. At the stores, at the banks, everywhere. Only time to see black people is when they come into this fucking place to work with me. So that shit like that, I don't think that'll ever go away. Black people will always live in. We're always going to segregate ourselves. Always.
Subconsciously, at the very least.
Subconsciously. Yeah. Especially in prison.
I mean, that's how it's set up.
Why? Yeah, but as far as like separation of black and whites on purpose, that shit's never gonna go away. They're always gonna fucking have their own neighborhoods where they don't want none of us fucking living there with them. And we're always gonna have our shit, but we don't want none of them around here fucking with us. Right? I don't think that's ever gonna go away.
I'm not sure if I want to agree with that, because that's a long time. Forever from now is a long time. Let's say 500 years from now is like, I don't know. I don't know what it looks like 500 years from now.
There's always going to be, I don't know. We are becoming more of an interracial society, but there's just some white people who just don't fuck with black people.
I mean, yeah.
And they're always going to be there. Yeah. Exactly. It's always going to be there. And they're going to teach it to their kids. And they're going to grow up in that same community where the same things are taught,
But then that doesn't mean it gets passed down. We were saying that earlier.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't always get passed down because most kids are not like their parents.
Yes.
But it's hard. but Danny grew up in a black neighborhood. If he was raised out in fucking Swampscott, Mass.
Swampscott.
Exactly. Where there are
Is that an actual name?
Yes. Swampscott, Mass. Where there are no black people. He'd have been raised a little different. He probably would have been more like his parents because he doesn't see that diversity. You know what I'm saying? Because when the kids see that diversity, I go home. My dad might talk shit about black people this, black people that, but the kid actually knows black people.
And he's like, yeah,
they're not like that. They're people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the difference. With that.
And I think 500 years of that will change the narrative.
Yeah. Because we are becoming more of an interracial society.
So like 500 years from now,
but there will always be them white people.
Yeah, there will always be some
that do not fuck with
there will
niggas.
always be some niggity niggas that don't like some white people.
Yes,
so
yes.
I think that's fair. But we're talking about the middle of the bell curve.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of people. Overall, however long it is, I think that for the most part will go away. I do. I don't think it's going to be without some type of acknowledgement of the history and what happened, especially in the U.S. between black folk and white folk. And if you don't ever address it, then it won't change. And for some people, they don't want it change. But for those that do,
exactly,
they need to be involved in like understanding before going about changing.
Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
You're in Boston.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you don't really realize how white Boston is until you get older. When I was a kid, you just don't know.
Which is why I can't understand how you're a Patriots fan.
Yeah, it's like that's you're making a great point. You're making a great fucking point.
But you're in Boston, so
you're making a great point.
Okay.
My dad is not a Red Sox fan because of the past racism that team has been associated with. They were the last team to integrate. They didn't want any motherfuckers of color playing for their team.
But they love Big Papi.
Yeah. Now, but yeah, it's a fucking white racist, society. The fucking Red Sox, according to their past history.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why my dad is a fucking Yankees fan.
But it's weird, and isn't the Celtics like the opposite though?
What do you mean?
Weren't they one of like the first to have like Negroes in?
Yeah. Yeah,
so like it's weird. Yeah. It's like
I don't get it either. But it's like Boston is definitely not a fucking black city at all.
Yeah, no,
at all. It's very, very, very white, very white. And it's like the more farther you go into Massachusetts, the whiter it gets. I want to do a documentary about that. Because
you're gonna do a documentary about white people whiting.
Yes.
I don't understand.
You ever heard of the Greater Boston area?
What does that mean? I've never really understood what that means.
You've heard
greater,
that
whatever. Greater Gulf Charleston area. What does that mean?
So you've got that.
Yeah.
Who lives in the greater area?
What does that even mean?
White people. Exactly.
Of any area?
As far as I know, the greater Boston area is not the hood.
Well, the greater Detroit area could not be white people.
Really?
It's Detroit. It's like
you don't think
or Baltimore.
You don't think there's parts of Detroit that are white?
But that's not. I wouldn't consider that the greater area, though.
What is?
We have to break down what greater area.
That's my question too, because in Boston we have Boston and the greater Boston area, and I know in the greater Boston area there's no niggas there. What is that about?
Let's look that up.
What is that about?
The greater area meaning.
Metropolitan area. What is that?
Oh wait, there's a Reddit. Reddit will let you know.
Yeah.
The greater. What does greater mean in front of a city's name?
They're asking the right fucking question.
I have been in many cities with buses, maps, etc. that have the word quote unquote greater as a prefix. For example, Greater Chicago or Greater Milwaukee. Oh, it does say I'm just reading what it says here. It does say preface.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, prefix. Does this term refer to a specific part of a city? What determines this? Six comments.
Asking the right fucking questions, nigga.
Sometimes used as the word area, as in the Greater Chicago area, which means city plus the other nearby cities that are part of the same metropolitan area. The exact definition varies depending on the context. I see what you're saying.
When I see Boston,
it generally means the city and the burbs.
There you go. No niggas.
Well, both.
City and the burbs.
It's saying both. It's saying like when you say Boston and you talking about where the niggas at, or we talking about the whole thing where everybody.
When I see Boston represented on TV, I don't see black people.
I mean, that's just Boston in general. Congratulations.
What do you mean?
You're comparing that in an area where it's mostly white people. For if you do that in Charleston, South Carolina, the greater North Charleston area is black folk.
My problem is when Boston is represented, black people are left out. You would think there's no black people in Boston.
If that's the same way on national television with ads.
And that's why I want to do the documentary.
Okay.
There's niggas here. There's niggas here. You know what I'm saying? Because when you see us represented on TV, like even my girl, she's from New York. She thought Boston was all white. She didn't know there was black people here. And that's what I want to show. There are niggas here. We are here. We do shit too. That's what I want to fucking, show in the documentary.
Yeah, office buildings and walk around.
We do real estate here too, nigga. Like we work here. We got parks. We got fucking,
infrastructure and
a lot of famous black people died here and lived here.
Yeah.
And that shit is just
overlooked.
Completely it's all about fucking Benjamin Franklin and Samuel Adams and Paul Revere. Nobody talks about Crispus Attucks. First man to die in the Revolutionary War. Fucking black man. Black man. That's not talked about. But you get Samuel Adams though. You get fucking Benjamin Franklin came here to visit. You get all that shit. But you don't get
Pearl Harbor. But you get Pearl Harbor, but you never get Red Tails. You never get.
You see what I'm saying?
Like,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it.